Hey everyone, good Monday morning to all of you. Cyclone back from Psyche Pruds, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Do me a favor, follow the channels across all social media. Hit the subscribe button so you know every single time I get a video posted. Drop a comment, drop a question. There's nothing I don't answer. So what are we doing today? Finally, we are going to do the top guys. And by top guys, I mean who is the biggest, the baddest mama jamas in all of MMA. So to come up with a list like this, that's not going to be a 17-hour long list, a lot of guys are just not going to be on this list. So I've decided to come up with a top 5, and I'm giving one guy an honorable mention who just misses. And we'll start off with that, and we'll work our way down to number 1. And there might be some shocking stuff too. We're going to start with that honorable mention, like I said, and it is over in the PFL to Oleg Popov. Who, you ask? Oleg Popov. He just extended the longest winning streak for a heavyweight in all of MMA at 17. And because of that, he gets the nod over his two fellow Team Fedor teammates, Vadim Nemkov and Valentin Moldavsky. I mean, this streak has to be considered. Now, is the streak against upper echelon fighters like Nemkov has had to face or Moldavsky? No. But you got to beat the guys in front of you, and if the level isn't at the top level, so be it. Now, I will say this. Oleg is 2 fights away from holding a championship. No, it's 1 fight away from holding a championship. So he might have that attached to his resume then. But anyways, he gets the nod. He has solid power in both hands. He has a really good chin. It takes a lot to put him down. He's defensively sound. His ground game could be a little bit better if we're being honest about it. But, like I said, the streak has to put him a notch above his teammates. Now, the official list. Drum roll, please. Number 5, the Predator, Francis Ngannou. And I'm putting Francis at number 5 because while he was out boxing, which is incredibly tough, more tough in a way than MMA, his MMA skills have had to deteriorate. And he was improving somewhat in takedown defense. His overall game was starting to improve when the whole brouhaha with the UFC started, and then with him going to boxing. And if you're training in boxing and if you're sparring, you're not putting time in doing MMA. And that's what this list is about. So, yes, he has the size. He has the dim mock touch. He doesn't even have to fully connect, and your lights are getting turned out. But there's there's a sliding of skills, and that has to take effect. Okay? So, he sits at number 5. So, number 4 sits presently the UFC interim heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall. Now, he is a complete athlete, no doubt about it. He has lightning quick speed. His ground game is excellent. Power in both hands. I'm not going to, take anything away from him because he's not 6'7", 6'8", he's not a giant. Because look at Daniel Cormier, okay? He's arguably on the all-time greats heavyweight list, and he's kind of small. So height-wise size isn't going to really play that big of a factor here. But I think Aspinall, if he has any holes whatsoever, they are just so microscopic. It's hard to put him at number 4, but there's a couple of guys overall a little bit better, I'd say. Well, maybe not better, but more bigger, badder mama jambas than him. And number 3, we're going to move out of the heavyweight division for a second. And it's Poatan. Alex Pereira is my number 3 guy. What he's done in a short period of time, going from kickboxing to MMA, is unreal. He has lights out power in his hands. He can take you out with his kicking game. So his skill set is just so dangerous all over. The only thing I wish is if his ground game would be better. And look, has it improved? Yes. Cannot deny that. He has improved his ground game somewhat. But under the tutelage of Glover Teixeira, I just wish it would be even better. I wish if he took you down, he would be lights out. Now, yeah, ground and pound, you're going out, but I just wish his jiu-jitsu was just that much better. Speed, power, so dangerous. It's like he's actually a video game player. If you take any video game, what you want in the player that you are is Alex Pereira. He's a finisher. Like I said, just nasty power and speed. His age doesn't even bother me. He's 37, and normally high 30s, low 40s, I start to question it, but it doesn't even bother me because he's still kind of new-ish in MMA, so he hasn't taken the massive abuse that other guys have. He can fight at range. He can fight inside. He's almost the perfect athlete, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Now, we're coming to the top 2. And I've gone back and forth with these 2 guys. And my number 2 person is going to be back in the PFL. Renan Ferrara. And I'm putting him at number 2 because he is basically almost the love child of Tom Aspinall and Alex Pereira. He has humongous size. He has dynamite in both gloves. He's as fast, if not faster than both of them. He is what you get if you morph those 2 guys together. His ground game is actually better than both of theirs. He's deadly on the ground. And he's deadly with his fist. If I'm going to nitpick on him, I wish he had a better kicking game. It's not really part of his arsenal. He's better fighting at range than fighting in close. If you can crush the space on him, you might stand a chance. Oddly enough, his takedown defense isn't at the level of the rest of his skill set is. But he's number 2. Which brings to number 1, drum roll. I am going to disagree with Luke Thomas and a lot of other people on this one. And if I'm being honest, I don't even want this guy on my list. I am an anti-roid person. I think if you pop once, you're gone for good. No matter what. Because once you're tainted, it puts a question mark on your entire career. It's sad, but that's the case. My number 1 biggest, baddest mama jama in all of MMA is still the Lion. Still Bones. John Jones. Now, have the fighters caught up to him? Yes. They are quicker than him, and he has slowed. That happens with age. However, his IQ is next level. Him doing film study and breaking down his opponents, next level. And then that all plays a factor in this. Okay. Does he have in his fist lights out power? No. But his kicking game is still outstanding. His ground game is fantastic. Let's be honest about it. Defensively, he's still there. Okay. Now, does an inactivity bother me about him? Of course. Absolutely. Not going to deny it. But he's had some injuries now. He's slowed with the age. But what makes him number 1, the biggest, baddest mama jama is sort of like in the animal kingdom. The king of the beasts is a lion. Is a lion the biggest? No, the elephant is. Is he the fastest? No, the tiger is. You know, but overall the best has to be John Jones. It's until he gets smashed, until he gets wrecked, until he is proven in a fight that he just doesn't have it, he's number 1. Okay, he's run the table. It's roided up or not. And like I said, I hate the roid guys, but like I don't want them in the Hall of Fame. Like Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, A-Rod, none of them. None of those guys belong in, baseball-wise. But when it comes to MMA, John Jones, he's the one test case that makes me question my own rules. You know. But yeah, that's the biggest, baddest mama jama list in MMA. John Jones. Who would have thought I'd put him at number 1? But it was close. Him and Henan Farrar, just neck and neck. You know, and Henan is just freaky big, too. But, anyways, Cyclone, Psyche Prods, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like and follow the channel. subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. Drop a comment, drop a question. I have lots of videos coming out this week, couple next week. Going to be busy before I get busy again in September. But until that next video pops, Cyclone saying, peace out, homies.